embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Hello. I'm back. With some Genshin Impact. Last time we've been doing some of the world quests. And yeah. This time I'm gonna do a bit more of the side quest. Look around what more interesting is there to do. Like, the side quest may be there since it's coming after one of the world quests we already did. And yeah, more Hydroculus stuff. Collecting them and everything. Yeah. Also, I haven't been checking if I actually unlocked higher commission level last time, but yeah, I'll be doing this later today as well. Again, as always, getting rid of those online exclamation marks. Alright, I couldn't do this last fight of this one. We're gonna do that as well. Since you're already in front of it, let's just start the cycles here. Probably the cyclists will have a bit more interesting stuff to do. Mm. Hello there. Hmm. It's been a while. Oh, this really is a continuation of that quest a bit. So this just stops annoying me. I'm gonna do this quickly. Alright, and I also can do the lighting commissions now since I locked it last time. So I think I'm gonna clean it up quickly as well then. I mean, I post it on Twitter sometimes and such.
I will do as you command. Unleash!
It's quite a bit of overhead to be posting it in like 10 different places at the same time, so yeah. I will stick to stick to a few, which are the most likely to be seen.
Obey! Cryo incarnate! Wind strider!
Hold the line.
Whirling snow! Unleash!
As one with wind and cloud.
Kamisato art! Silencer! Take flight!
What do you mean with Fontaine? Do you mean the story quests from Fontaine? Yeah. Now I'm doing some of the side quests which are in this region, explore the region for a bit. It's like there's a lot of more area this story didn't cover. And lots of stuff to find. Let's actually take the commission up there as well, just since we are already here. This is one of the tower ones. Yep. Easy. Yeah, let's clean them out quickly. They don't take too long. There's actually Dead Hydroculus, which is supposed to be on the map here. Oh, it's up there. Hmm. Not that big, I guess. Unless you're that interested in like the bit of the story of the Red Quest, which are side content. Like you can watch the past streams on the Twitch channel or my VOD channel on YouTube. On YouTube, I also cut out the pauses so you can just so it just skips them automatically. There it is. I want to do it safe and
Wind strider.
fly a bit or not. Cause it's not that safe. This works better. A bit more high works. Also gonna mark that off again on the interactive map. Which should be this one, right? And again, I'm marking them off separately on my tablet I have next to me. But you also can catch up on the Star Raid streams I did there, or the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer streams. I think you haven't seen them. And you. This chimney is in the way. Come on. Those underwater fishies here. Yeah, they do. At least see, it looks really cute. And I can steal his powers. Do you got an aquarium big enough for them, though? They're not surviving from just pure love and cuddles, you know. Of course, this is a larger challenge.
As per our contract.
Come on. Okay. shot behind it, of course.
There's nothing
Well,
wrong with reaping a reward every now and
because my party mostly consists of hydro, like water and ice characters, and usually they get blue color schemes. I mean, you can switch for another party, but my freeze party is my strongest one by far. This one's more colorful. Or what I would also could do for fun. Wait, this would take a moment to set up. Since I'm a friend of mods in general, you gotta give me a moment here for this.
I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me.
I can do stuff like this. Now she's not all blue anymore.
Accessed enough.
Wind Strider.
Rust and Reven. My apologies. Yeah. Ah. Yeah.
Today is a lucky day.
Got you surprised there. Are you trying to hit me? What did I do wrong now? Don't hit me, please. Actually, where is that? Do I have a temple point close to it? Yep. Is a hydroglyph supposed to be here? Probably down there, right? Yep. Also gonna mark that off. Uh, Chunks here, yep. Now this is like there's actually a big modding community to Genshin Impact, and they're doing lots of different costumes, and I download some stuff of it because there are some things I think are looking really nice. And after the like when you're playing the same game for when did it come out? like, I think over 2 years ago now. When you're playing this game for so long, you like a bit of change of color and looks and such. It can be really nice. And there are some people who are doing really cool stuff. And yeah, since Horrorverse itself is being a bit scarce with giving out new skins and such,
This is long overdue.
this outfit for Ganyu I have right now is actually another skin too. Another mod.
Blue and snow. Embrace the ice.
And yeah, no matter what game, I'm usually quite a fan of the modding community in general. There are quite a few games I've been using all kinds of mods in. Well, some of the game publishers don't really like it. For example, Nintendo.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing today's commissions. Here
I
is
still
your
feel
reward.
really sad that they cracked down so hard on like Point Crow's multiplayer mod for Breath of the Wild, which I thought was a really cool project.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Well,
But yeah, Nintendo decided to crack down on it, which is sad.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
But yeah, sadly there are a few game publishers who are not so fond of people doing mods.
a blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many
Even if
times
I
can
myself am
appreciate
not
its true qualities.
that big of a fan of Bethesda, for example, they do embrace at least like modding for like Skyrim and such. So what am I actually gonna do next? Oh, I didn't know there were actually extra story quests to Lenny. Yes, are they? Actually, since I'm only seeing it now, why not do this quest? You got the time for it.
Hey, isn't that Charlotte?
This one where at least have some voice acting.
We're always running into...
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double.
Also, the more important question is, did you get yourself some snacks for the stream? As well as something to drink?
Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
Let's go to you.
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Oh, hey! What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here. Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Sounds like a nice snack. Though I'm not that much of a fan of fruit beer myself. But spicy Cheetos sound good.
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this one. Could you clue us in?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. I guess you wouldn't know about it. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like this. 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel, nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed to catch him.
The sad thing is, they usually don't sell Cheetos in my country. At least, I don't see them in, like, your usual grocery stores and such. So yeah, kinda sad.
Wow, cool! He sounds like one of those mysterious night burglars that you read about in novels.
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our weasel targeted whatever people held dear, and no one was safe from his predations.
Well, I do got a store in my city which, like, specializes in selling snacks from different countries. I haven't checked if they specifically sell Cheetos there, but they got a lot of different kind of stuff there from, like, a few different countries, which you don't see usually in grocery stores here.
He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday. I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor, but this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation. Every man and his dog wanted to see him behind bars.
Yeesh. So, did they catch him?
Not exactly. There's a good chance that the weasel would still be at large to this day if it hadn't been for an accident 10 years ago. A magician named Caesar fell to his death in a botched high-altitude escape performance. When the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed to all.
Don't throw stuff at me, please. And, well, not really. I'm not that good at, like, controlling my voice and doing, like, voice acting stuff. I mean, I do... What I could potentially do is, like, set up, like, an AI's voice changer kind of thing. But that stuff is, well, it's not that new. It's like a bit popular outside like a few months now in the AI community, but you don't find that many good models for most of the characters in like popular games yet. That I could potentially use, but since also Fontaine is like revenue and you don't have like good voice samples for most of the voice acting yet for the new characters, it's hard also to get like good trained models out of it.
Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his warning letters and pasted it on the gate of the Opera Epiclese for all to see. I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the Opera House, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
Well, I could set it around. Would have to look into it since I haven't like checked out how that thing in particular works. But yeah, usually it's like tied to incentives like donations or like channel points, which I can't really utilize yet since I'm not even a Twitch affiliate. So you don't get all of those options yet once you start out. So I might add those things later down the line once I in general unlock more features and actually can like integrate them well. But this is like all in due time. Also depends on how quickly my channel grows. You can see it like features I will add in the future as reward for getting more views and shots. You can't go hard from the start. You gotta keep like small little things to keep, as like incentive to get to be coming in. Yeah, I can tell you seems to like, want to do stuff to me. Hitting me, throwing stuff at me. Sure.
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration of criminal intent. After years of laying low, the Phantom Weasel is back with a vengeance. What once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again. But why has he reemerged now, and what does he want? I sense an epic scoop, and I'm going for it.
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted?
And yep, with the voice changer thing, I waited a bit more for it to develop it a bit and just watch it a bit from the sideline how the development goes there. Though it's already cool to just play around a bit with.
Really? Oh, let him try. In fact, Paimon's gonna eat all her snacks right now. Let's see what he can do about that.
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are very concerned about the Phantom Weasel's reappearance. Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though. Something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the weasel. Is that who I think it is?
I mean, I do have a model laying around. Wait, I gotta check. I don't have it in my mind right now. Like, Iduku got one for like Xede from Starray, Alhaven from Genjin, Paimon. But like the Alhaven and Xede one don't sound that good. Like, you can tell there's still like some artifacts in the voice and such, which sound like a bit compressed and distorted. I also got a Paimon one, which actually does sound good. Like, still not perfect, but yeah. But also, Paimon's voice can be annoying. I don't want to use it all the time to annoy people more. This is like, I'm saving that one for like when I want to troll people. Well, the I voice changes doesn't work like that. It keeps your accent. It's like trained on the voice lines in the game, so it's also trained on the VA's accent, and it just tries to convert what I'm saying into that voice. Like, they're also like what I heard. What's this for Gagura, one of another VTuber, which is actually pretty damn good. It sounds, in most cases, actually quite natural.
Lenny!
Magic, magician, Caesar! The Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Lenny! You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery about them. Perhaps there's a connection there.
Are you serious? What sort of a deduction is that?
Oh, relax! My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning. Let's go! No time for delay!
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Well, the voice of the voice actor when she's like doing her voice naturally, it's like actually pretty fine. But the way she goes really high pitch with her voice sometimes, like sometimes goes a bit like too high. That's like a bit kind of feeling a bit annoying, but yeah. I mean, I don't know how your voice sounds, but but what also makes it sometimes annoying is just sometimes her commentary in a way that she's just most of the time just saying silly things. Which can be funny, but if they especially don't like fit your humor, they can feel more annoying. Doing Paimon impressions from you, what?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Like the Japanese voice is actually similar, but the Japanese voice sounds a bit more softer and not like that. Yeah, it's hard to describe voices like that, but like the English voice sounds a bit more clearer when it's so high pitched, but it also makes it like with the high pitched sound harsher. And the Japanese voice is like quite a bit softer, which mellows it more, a bit more. It makes it a bit more nicer to listen to. But it's also with like how the Japanese in itself works. Like I would say Japanese in general sounds like softer. From like, yeah, how you pronounce words and tonality and such.
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all. But the more you try to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out. You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, that's not a good habit.
You can tell? Oh boy, you really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
All right, got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
Hey, Linny?
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me? What's the situation?
Like any kind of power? Probably what is very likely, like teleporting. I've always been like a fan of that power.
Well, why don't you guess, Mr. Telepathic?
Oh, please. You didn't believe that spiel, did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond me.
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right on the money.
Like giving the Earth like a teleporting patch would like sound like a good quality of life update.
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess based on his micro-expressions. That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me.
Oh yes. Especially since like flying there would like take around 14 hours for me. And I would have to change flights. So you can add more time on top of that. And I really got trouble like sitting in like trains or buses, or like also on planes for like a very prolonged time. My butt just really starts to hurt after some time. Like I did a flight for 5 hours and it was just unbearable after some point.
You guys, on the other hand, let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom Weasel, are you?
Wow! Got it in one! Is this more of your trickery at work?
Yeah, and literally a physical pain for me. So I'm not that much of a fan of it.
Wait, really? No trickery this time. It was pure luck. His warning letter's been the talk of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking around about that.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the Phantom Weasel. So, Linny, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
To be honest, it makes me angry.
Well, I do often have to change like sitting positions so that it doesn't start to hurt for me. But in general, I can sit still for quite a bit. Just if I don't have any space to like change up my positions, like I on a plane. Yeah, like if you just do commercial flights, you don't have much space. And I'm also on top of that really tall. So not a good combination.
Angry? Why?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
Huh. What are the chances? Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you, do you?
It has its
Well,
advantages.
if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge to me personally. And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me. The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show. But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day. This leaves me with only one choice. I have to expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
So you're also emergency food?
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an infamous thief? Wow, this has exclusive written all over it!
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook, infamous for his inscrutable methods.
You're being far too modest, Linny. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say I don't care much for the comparison. A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important difference that these people overlook. Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
It's gone!
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might be a surprise in there somewhere.
I don't have a timeout toggle on my model, so that's why the chat responds.
surprise? Let me see! It's right there! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
What an
Magic.
outstanding trick! Sorry, Lenny, it seems that my previous praise was woefully inadequate. Clearly, magic is the superior art form to theft.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians. Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality. It can be quite frustrating.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters. But you used a Lumidu spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper meaning behind this choice?
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic. It sounds like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this phantom weasel business is behind us.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward to the final showdown between you and the thief. Please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. But let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then.
Hope it tastes good.
If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time to lose if I want to write that exclusive piece. I'll see you all later.
So, Lenny, are you gonna tell us how you did that flower trick now?
I'm afraid that's my little secret.
Aww. Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done. You feel it too, right? So itchy.
Not so itchy then, huh? Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistants and help me investigate?
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun! Assistants are technically magicians too! Also, it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done! Shall we go for it?
Excellent. Thank you for putting your trust in moi. The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the weasel lives, and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine.
Well, as long as it's quality eggs. Otherwise, you're introducing a lot of salmonella into your body.
And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start. Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there. We should make a move. Let's go and rendezvous with Lynette.
Hey. I got another one over here. I don't have an above ground teleport nearby or active. And protein, which is also good.
You took your time.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
It's been a while, Annette. We're working as Lenny's temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Maybe it was bad intel. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around. Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance? Sure I do. What's this about?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself.
I mean, sure, why not? At least you get like a good view behind all the tricks and how they work. That would definitely be interesting.
I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away? Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. He doesn't deserve someone like her. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay. Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have more luck asking some other people.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us. We'll keep asking around.
You're welcome. I just hope she'll be able to move on one day.
Comes in many different ways.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children on the street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon thief or something? Give me a break.
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced the news? You were all, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a guy, or words to that effect.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Well,
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside. I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show.
Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything from anyone.
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all this time. No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon, or does it look like something's wrong? Wait, it looks like she's injured. Come on, let's see if she's okay. Hi there.
Who's spam pinging me on Discord?
You're Gemma, right?
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid, we mean no harm. It looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern, but you didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
My name is Linny, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about all this. I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
For like community for the streaming stuff and so? Not yet. Because at this point, like, my reach isn't that big enough that it would have any value yet. And it also would be like a bigger moderation overhead. And you also would have to constantly feed it on top of it. Which is like not worth it at the moment. Maybe later, but then also potentially when I have like people would also help out moderating. Because I'm also like streaming for like 5 hours in one go, like I've done a few times before. I can't actively moderate a server at a time. So it would be an overhead which I would have to find a solution first. And with my current reach, it's not that worth it yet. Though I could easily build one up. Like, I do have experience like setting up Discord servers and such. I've been moderating Discord servers and building some for a few friends before.
I never believed that he was the weasel.
Though I would have to look into all this, like, community server features. Because I haven't been moderating that much lately. And yeah, the time where I mainly did it was before like this whole community server features from Discord got introduced with all the onboarding and such. Though it doesn't seem to be that hard to get into. It does look easy to implement. No, I haven't started setting it up yet either. Because I think I could easily do it in a day if I really wanted to. And when I do it at a time when I want to, like, will also have more stuff in mind to set up along with it at a time. So, yeah, I will save it when I will need it. Because it's a bit more annoying to have it already set it up and have to change it up later on for new things or such. It's nicer to do it all in one go for when you actually need it, instead of having to maintain it on the side when it's actually not really in use yet.
Huh. I suspected as much.
Jesus.
Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Caesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, not that I know of.
Got it. All right, sorry for disturbing you.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
Yep. I also, most of the time, still like get a headache when I sometimes get like access to servers to like the management tools and see like how servers have set up permissions and such. The symptoms do look really bad, and I often go in most cases through like a big cleanup project to clean up the permissions, just so they are easier to work with. I've done it for like 5 servers or so by this point, cleaning up permissions to make them more usable. Since like there were many redundancies in them, and the more redundancies you have, the more problems you have later on to manage them and maintain them. And it really sucks.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
Like, they were massive. They were like servers for like smaller communities, but still. Like, I had moderation permissions for like every Final Fantasy 14 guild server I was on. And most of them I really had to clean up. And depending on the size of your guild, it can be bigger or smaller. But yeah.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
I just want to grab a teleport up here. Well, as far as I understood from the story, it's been like a magician who's been doing some criminal stuff, but also, at least in his shows, has been acting actually with kind and such. So yeah, a bit of a mystery. A mystery magician who has done some stuff. I just saw the Hydropolis on the map, but not in front of my eyes. Where is it? Ah, probably, since it's like a cave going through here, in the cave. This game actually wants you to wait for some time. Let's try to grab it. Yep, there it is.
Wind Strider.
Gonna mark it off the interactive map again. Okay. Also, I need to plug in my tab so it can charge. Like, marking stuff off the map? Yeah. Like those, those hierarchical things are like necessary to level up like the statues of the seven. And you had like already 4 different types of these before for each of the regions, and you had like, I know there were around like 181 electroculus. Without the interactive map, they're so hard to keep track of. Because you quickly lose the overview which you have collected and which not. And at least these are the collectibles you wanna like go the most, get the most. With the highest priority, since they get you the most stuff.
Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
That's yeah, open world games for you. Also the reason why I've been getting a bit tired of them lately. Since you just got sometimes too much also unnecessary stuff to collect.
Time to go.
I mean, with Genshin it's okay, because it's like regions come out in like a year span, and it's not that bad if you're like up to date. But if I would start Genshin now and would want to collect everything, you would be so overwhelmed. And that's also with most open world games. Also, I'm in the wrong menu. And yeah, I've been really getting tired of it. And like, those hydroculus are like end of world quests. Like only the 1-2 main things I focus on when it comes to collectibles and side content. And the rest I do when I maybe feel like it. Though I'm also not feeling bad about skipping them and just leaving them behind.
Over here.
Like at a point, I'm at a point in the game, yeah, I'm rather comfortable with all the resources I've already have. So, yeah. Like I also haven't been using my resins really in a while, since I got tired of the grinding. And I got my few parties which are built nicely, which do some good damage, which can clear like all of the content. So I don't have that big of an urge to build up even more characters and such, even though I still collect them. Just for the time when I feel like, okay, for some reason I'm really motivated to like level up this character or such now.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cafe right now.
But I also have been like playing Tears of the Kingdom when it released. And I really noted, especially since you're like exploring the same map like in Breath of the Wild with just 2 extra layers. I really started to lose interest quickly to explore everything. Yeah, like the last 2 Zelda games. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, they are both also open world games.
Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a contingency plan.
No, because I haven't been streaming at the time yet. Like, Tears of the Kingdom came out in March, if I remember correctly. Wait, no. It only came out like 2 or 3 months ago. That would be around May. Yeah. I haven't been streaming at the time yet. Like, the rigging for my model wasn't done at the time yet.
Today, we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former pupil and assistant. When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. But Lorenzo was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and he inherited his craft. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies.
The extreme Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom? No. Because, like, at least at the current time, I would not enjoy it. Like, having to explore the map again and get most of the stuff. Because you do want some stuff, want to explore some stuff to get like good equipment and such. I really would like start to lose my fun very quickly if I would play them again, like completely through. I mean, I could do like just for fun try to like do a speedrun of them, but I'm not that much into speedrunning myself. Since I'm not getting much enjoyment just out of the just out of speedrunning and clearing the game as fast as possible. Like I get like the most value games can give me is like a good enjoyable story and like good characters. Like those are the 2 factors I really enjoy the most about gaming. So yeah, that's why I've been also like recently getting in love with the Kiseki series because it has a really good story and a really big one, and also a lot of enjoyable characters.
I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned, though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former Magic Maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lenny stroking his ego.
Like type of games, like genre, JRPGs. Those are like the one I play the most. And for like single games, I'm like the most interested in is like Nayuta no Kiseki and Kuro no Kiseki. And I'm gonna make a short pause here. I'm getting caught. Gotta accept it. So be right back. Okay. Little unfortunate news. I will have to end the stream here in a bit. I will just let the cutscene play out and finish up. I gotta pick up my parents because their car broke down for some reason. And they are stuck. So I gotta help them out a bit.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target.
Yeah, they're fine, but the car just decided to not start moving. The car's been making some troubles for the past few weeks already, so it's not that unexpected. But yeah. Kind of unfortunate that it's happening now while I'm streaming. Because I intended to stream for quite a bit longer today. But maybe I just will do like another stream tonight to make up for it.
I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the Weasel and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Linny. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you.
Yeah, because I know you won't be awake by the time, right? Kinda sorry about it, because it's sad that you're not able to catch all the streams. But like, if family calls, you help.
The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself
Glad
what
you
really
agree.
happened 10 years ago.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk. So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Caesar and move on.
Uh-oh. This is getting awkward.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big, booming voice anywhere. What's up, my man? Want to grab a drink with me?
Glad you're happy
Another day,
about it.
I'm busy.
Oh, come on. You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young. You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once in a while.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We worked together a bunch of times. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him. And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot older than when he first got rejected by the girl he was into. And he's still into, from what I hear.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again.
Hitting a sore
Do I
spot.
make myself clear?
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink. All right, I'm gonna leave. Don't work too hard.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Linny, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
The trunk one? Yeah.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thoughts?
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would someone you just met make an offer like that? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
Okay, there's the cutscenes over here. I also already have to cut the stream short. I'm sorry about it. But yeah. I hope you still enjoyed it at least. And I hope I'll see you next time. Bye bye.